I'm Jimmy.
I'm Joe.
And today we'll be discussing the effects of community violence exposure, specifically on children. Some risk factors that children in poverty face definitely plays a profound effect on the adults that they will become. So we do have survivors, we do have people that they're not a product of their environment. They grow up to be very successful, they break the cycle, but you do have victims who fall victim to being a product of their environment. So if your child does not have enough protective factors, they will fall victim to being a product of their environment.
I think me and my sister are like two obvious factors. She grew up in like a terrible neighborhood compared to me in the beginning, like how you were. In the beginning I was like in a good neighborhood, but then towards the end I was in a bad one. But all her life she was in a bad neighborhood. And I don't know, it's just different. You know how people are raised and like how they come up. It can affect, you know, what they see and what they want to be like.
So do you feel like you had more resources than your sister?
No, yeah, definitely. Just because, like, she was more exposed to gang violence and stuff like that. Like, I didn't know anything about no type of gangs. I didn't know it was even a thing.
Right.
So definitely that, and just being like in school and stuff, and you want to be like with that crowd. So like it's the gang. Like you want to be in a gang and stuff. So you, instead of like doing homework, you outside late at night in a gang trying to prove to another group of people that you are like that person.
That's identity confusion. And then peers are very important. They're the most important to an adolescent, or in other words, a teenager's life. So we have family and stuff like that, but when you're adolescents and you suffer from identity confusion, you really ask yourself, do I fit in? Am I popular? And that's probably why your sister was like, okay, I'm not worried about homework. I want to impress her associates. Yeah. And they weren't even good for her. So
I feel as though also like what school you went to, that plays a big part of like where you hit at in life.
Yeah.
I know some friends that, I mean, we all went to the same middle school, but some of them might have went to certain schools and they ended up having a better outcome than some of us who might have went to a worse school. Yeah. I mean, and that all goes with what you see inside of the school system. Not enough resources, stuff like that. People hanging out in the hallway, people doing this and that in the bathroom. You kind of get a product of that type of environment. And also, like, I mean, the environment that you live in too. So, I mean, you leaving school after saying all this, then you go home and you see more of that in a worse predicament, because I mean, ain't no school polices, or I mean, there's polices outside, but they're not monitoring the area that you're in. Like school is like everything is under that roof. So
you're saying when a child has risk factors at the school, they have to go home and experience more risk factors, right? I definitely agree. So if you have a person that is experiencing trauma at home, family violence, or they might even view their parents being on substance abuse, domestic violence, all that type of traumatizing stuff at home, then they have to go to the school, then they witness more stuff.
Yeah, I mean, that type of stuff that you see at home, a lot of those kids, they go to school and they act out on it.
Exactly, yeah.
So they take it out on their peers or their friends or their teachers. Mostly their teachers. I mean, their parents can't even control them, so who is their teachers to control them?
Right. Yeah. A lot of them don't have proper like social emotional development. So they don't know how to express their emotions.
Right.
They never were taught to. Yeah. So they might lash out. Right. They might lash out on teachers because they don't have that proper rapport with them. They don't trust their parents, so why can I trust you?
Yeah.
In other words.
Yeah.
So it definitely plays a major role in a child's development domain.
And I feel like in schools, it's like the poverty schools, kind of, you know, the hood schools. The teachers don't care as much either. So,
and it's harder for them to assist you.
Yeah.
When you're going crazy like that.
They're not putting no passion into
at all.
So they teach and they just up there talking on the chalkboard all dry.
Yeah.
I mean, these kids got phones. It's even worse now with social. I mean, I'm under my table on my phone, acting like I'm asleep on my phone instead of listening to Miss Williams.
Yeah.
Right.
And like instead of them trying to like okay, why is Tyrone acting out? They just like, he's bad. No, like.
And what does suspension and expelling do? Like, how is that going to help them? It just
keep them out of school even more.
Yeah.
I mean, you already feeling though you're a reject in life. So then I go to school, I get rejected out of school when I really ain't even want to be in the first place. So y'all just giving me the push that I really wanted to be.
Exactly.
Right. And that plays a detrimental effect on them.
Exactly.
It really does affect them.
And then what you do when you expel me, you put me in a worse school. So now I'm in a bad school.
Yeah, for bad kids.
I was the worst kid in my school. Now I'm the best kid in the school with everybody better than what I was. So it plays a big part of it.
Definitely.
That's why I say school. I mean, from my experiences, of course, the neighborhood situations was always there, but school played a big part because that was like a big break away from home.
Right.
You go to school and you see more. I mean, not a high level of violence, but you still see fights. Everybody riling around fights. People getting stabbed. Some people, I mean, now Ben, it was there too. People shooting at school and stuff like that. But now it's more common.
If y'all have children now who live in a violent community, what are some protective factors that can keep your child focused to let them know you matter? Education is important.
Right.
And you can make a difference. So how can you protect your child when you have a lot of social hazards around them?
I think it's a couple ways we can solution for that. I mean, one, voting. Going out to vote. Everybody
changing policies.
Yeah, changing policies. I mean, you gotta really listen to what these councilmen and mayors and governments are talking about, what factors that they're going to place in these schools. And two, another solution you can do is, I mean, you can be active yourself. You go to these schools for your child. I mean, even if you don't even, if you're passionate about, you got your nieces and nephews, you don't even have your children in these schools, you can still go out to these PTA meetings and speak to see what's going on to these school systems, especially if you live in an area. Say me and my girlfriend live in a poverty area, and that's all we got. We probably gonna stay here for the next 10 years. So I know when we have children, our children will be going to the school that's on the corner of our street corner.
Right.
So I'm gonna go start seeing what they got going on in these schools, start being active and see what I can do to plant that seed. So not even just my child, for the next generation, these schools can get better in the system. I mean, get one-on-one with these teachers and see what type of passion they had and try to put some type of passion inside of their heart.
Yeah. First off, I think it definitely starts at home with the parent.
Yes.
Absolutely.
When I was in school, I was in middle school, and I had just moved out of projects. So I'm from the county, like I ain't nothing about that. I went on the projects and I just seen it all. So I was in school, it was time to list out the 4 high schools you wanted to go to. And my first choice was Patterson, because everybody in my projects, they all went to Patterson.
Right, so you were focused on.
Girl, I'm like, yeah, they gonna be lit. I'm gonna be up there with everybody from my hood. My mother was like, oh, you out of your mind. No, you're not, that's not even a choice. You're not even gonna put that as a choice. So I definitely think that it starts there. If I would've went to Patterson, I probably would've been, I don't even know, killed dead somewhere, because they shoot every day up there. But I went to Western, which is a really good school. I didn't see as much as I probably would have seen if I went to Patterson. So it definitely starts at home with your parent, because if she wasn't as like attentive to like what I did and everything I did, she would have been like, sign the paper, go whatever school you go to. So
your mother was definitely a protective factor.
My parents were definitely like hands-on with everything, every move I made. Of course, they always let me learn from my own mistakes, but they didn't let me just jump out there without jump out with no parachute. Of course, they prepared me for a lot what was going on, and they tried their best to stop it. At the same time, there's only much that I can do until I get it through myself. But the same thing with me. I knew the middle school I went to it wasn't the best middle school either, but we just knew it was a better outcome. It was more to life than just the same path for the people we seen before us did. We was all bad and knuckleheads, but we all wanted to succeed in life and do more and see more. So even though So when we got that paper to fill out the 4 schools, I mean, my average wasn't even high up there to get to the schools that I filled out on. But I'm like, man, I'm a write this down. If they get back at me, I'm with it. I'm a full blast with it. But I got where I supposed to went. Whatever God felt as though was best for me, and and I went from there.
What would you tell to somebody, like say not even you, say I did go to Patterson. What would you give somebody that didn't have like that high score to get into a good school? Like how can you go into that bad school and still make it out of that
I feel
situation?
like it's all about support systems. Support systems just play a big role on a child's life. It's just something about a person believing in you.
Yeah.
You can have the whole world against you, and if you have one person say, look, you're gonna make it, I'm gonna hold your hand the whole way, I'm gonna walk with you over the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
Okay, so they just make the impossible happen. I feel like support system. So that support system can be your parents, they can be social workers, school social workers, it can be school counselors. My father stayed on, excuse my language, stayed on my ass. Really stayed on my ass, and he was so strict. He really had authoritarian parenting style, and I had to come in at an early time, and I was so embarrassed, y'all. Oh my God, I was so embarrassed. I was like 16 years old, coming in at like 8 o'clock. And I was like, what? Everybody else coming in at 11. My father was like, I don't care what they're doing. You're my child. So with all that being said, that's just a protective factor. My father had a hold against me.
Yeah.
He did not play with me, and at the time, like he was at all the PTA meetings. My father came to the school. It was so embarrassing sometimes.
Right.
Like my father had, oh my God, y'all, my father had a behavioral plan that he created. It's just something about when your parents work in the school system. So when I used to lie about my report cards, he was like, report cards came out today. He worked at a school. He's a school counselor.
So he already knew.
So my father already knew.
Yeah.
But with all these little stories being said, my father was a protective factor. He was very strict for a reason. And honestly, some of the parenting methods he used, I will use with my children. I will use with my children.
Because it worked.
Yeah, because it's just something about when your parents know education is powerful.
Right. When I was in school, I would go to school and do whatever, but I mean, those teachers, like most of my teachers in school, they like, yeah, whatever, do whatever. But I had this one teacher, her name was Miss Rowe. I'm still her friend on Facebook.
You told me about her. You love that.
She used to give it to me tough. Like,
yes.
Look, you want me doing this? This how it's going to happen. This how it's going to happen. And like while I was in school, that stuff.